If you're looking for some LUTs to use with S-Log 3 video from Sony cameras, the a7S III, FX3 or FX6, I urge you to try out the Phantom LUTs from Joel Familero. Probably butchering your name there, Joel, I'm sorry. Watch everything in this video first, just so you can see what I mean, but at the end of this video, if you do want to try them out, there is a discount code for you too. I've been using these since earlier in the year, and every single time I posted like a snippet on Instagram or a video on YouTube, I'd always get some comments about the color or an influx of questions just asking you, how are you grading this video? What LUTs are you using with this? It's the Phantom LUTs and the Film LUTs from Joel Familero. That's it. Joel has spent a serious amount of time building LUTs that are essentially a one-click solution if you want them to be. Now, that's not often the case with LUTs. I've tried a bunch before, as have you probably. You download them, you slap them on your video, and although they're a good base, they don't give you the look that you want. You still have to do a little bit of tweaking. I'd love to get good at color grading, but I'm not good right now, and the reality is I'm not going to get good fast. You have to put in a good amount of time of work and effort to learn. These LUTs have basically changed my workflow to the point now where in all the scenarios that I use them, I slap on a LUT, one-click fix, and that's it. If you don't believe me, look at this screen recording right here in Final Cut. I have the LUT turned off right now. As you can see, there's no other settings changed. Turn on the LUT, and it's literally log footage to really good looking image just with one click. One of my favorite things about using these is there isn't any rules, meaning if you don't want to overexpose, you don't need to. When you buy these LUTs, Joel actually gives you a PDF that thoroughly explains the settings, the white balance, the exposure, everything like that. But he gets to one very important point, and that's everything is down to taste ultimately. Which means that these LUTs are fantastic for people just starting out, as well as experienced log shooters. If you have a monitor like the Ninja 5 or a bunch of monitors have this feature built in now, you can literally load the LUT directly onto it and you can see what the image is going to look like. You can expose it exactly how you want it to look in camera, which hugely reduces the amount of time in post. Now, there's a lot of information out there pointing to how to properly expose for the least amount of noise in your shot, which makes total technical sense. There's a time where you might need a shot that has zero noise in it, like a corporate shoot or an interview, and you might want to overexpose in those situations to make sure there is no noise in the shadows. That is the technical way to do it. But if you're shooting a documentary or narrative work, you might not want to overexpose. In actuality, if you're shooting something dark or gritty, you might want to underexpose. But the point here is that these are designed to work, so if you use a monitor, you can get it looking exactly how you want it to look in camera. A key takeaway here is that it's okay to have a little bit of noise sometimes. Your image doesn't have to be technically perfect every single time. As an example, in a run and gun situation, you might have a shot where you can't expose everything properly in the frame how you want it to look, but you can make sure that your subject or your object looks how you want them to look on the monitor. The alternative is you expose it so there is no noise in the shadows, but now your subject doesn't look how you wanted them to look. Which of those would you prefer? You want it technically right, or you want it to look how you want it to look? For me, I find anything from 0.3 to 1.3 has actually been working, but it does depend on the situation that I'm in. I expose it how I want it to look on the monitor, and that's it. This shot right here, for an example, here's the S-Log 3 footage, ungraded. Now let's take a look at the back of the camera to see what I'm set to in terms of an exposure. Get it how you want it to look in camera. Nice little side note here, with the a7S III, the FX3, and I believe the FX6, you do have the gamma display assist option to turn on too. Now that allows you to see what the S-Log 3 footage should look like, instead of just the gray flat image when it's turned off. Now these LUTs are built to the same exposure value as the gamma display assist feature is. So if you don't have a monitor, you can at least get the exposure right in the camera. It's obviously going to be better with a monitor and the LUT loaded onto it to see exactly how it looks. Better than nothing, and it will work in a pinch. Now, you've probably heard that these LUTs are designed to match ARRI cameras. Now, I've never personally used an ARRI camera, but the neutral LUT, which is included, is an emulation of the Alexa 709 LUT. My favorite of the LUTs, and the one I've been using for everything, including this talking head shot right here, is the Eastman LUT. I'm still amazed every time I add that LUT, click on it, and it's just my footage has turned into that. If you did want to know what all the other LUTs look like, this is them on the screen right now, running through all the different Phantom and Film LUTs that Joel makes. Needless to say, I think you've realized by now these are something that I love. They are a hugely integral part of my workflow now, and they're just easy to use. If you wanted to try out these LUTs, there is a discount code down below. I'll throw it on the screen right here as well. I believe it's just Chris, my name. Nice and easy for you. It gets you 15% off starting December 1st. Thank you, Joel, for giving that code to everybody to use. And thank you for just making fantastic LUTs that I love and are easy and I couldn't be happier with. That'll do it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.